Hello and good morning. Just dropped the garbage off at the local community bins here for the last time before I head to the Big Smoke. And then today, heading out to a hotel near the airport before heading to Australia. So, missing my twins a lot, as you can imagine. And thank you so much for the support for the previous video. Absolutely wonderful. It's been absolutely fantastic. So we've got a big drive ahead of us today. Hoping we can learn a bit more about the fiancée this video. Let's get her to maybe to interview me about the relationship. This bloke, you know, I miss my twins, but this bloke I'm going to miss a lot too, because he can't comprehend what's going on, at least. Yeah, but we've got a house sitter who'll be looking after him and video calling us probably every morning and every evening to see what this bloke's up to. So I hope he's going to be okay. Alrighty, bags are in. Time to give this a trim, have a shower, and thinking about an hour we're departing, eh? You hungry? Want some food? Come on, let's go. I think he knows we're leaving. He knows what the bags mean. Here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes. What is that, chicken?
Yes.
Ooh.
It's hot, no?
Eat.
Hot, so hot.
It's not too bad. First time he doesn't rush to eat. Bye-bye, boy. Be back soon. Someone's going to be here in a couple of hours. Come take care of you, okay? You won't be alone. But I know you're going to miss us a lot. And I'm going to miss you, mate. You're my bud. See you soon, okay? Haven't quite left Isaan yet. Got to grab one of my favourite dishes one more time, even though it's a Thai dish. A bit of krapao. Here we go, we've got the moo krob krapao. So moo krob is like a crispy pork rather than what I usually get, which is a moosap, like a minced pork. So just a different option for you all. I'm going to enjoy the dish and then we're going to hit the road to Bangkok. I love the setting under the stilt house. Not hot at all. And then you've got like the old traditional Isaan houses out in the distance. The rice shack. Awesome setting. Alrighty, so we're on the way to Bangkok now. We're staying at a hotel right near the airport. As I said, look at the traffic, man. That is chockers. It's been like this for a while now, actually. It's pretty slow going. It's sort of near Saraburi now. Anyway, for those of you who are curious about the relationship with my fiance, obviously from the last video, my fiance's got some questions for me about our relationship that she is going to ask, and then I'll answer some questions. So, what questions have you got for me?
Okay, Ricky, tell me how and when we meet.
How did we meet? So, during the process of everything, I had to go seek some advice regarding the insurance and how to sort things out legally. And through that process, I actually met my fiance through her work. There wasn't many people who could speak English. I got directed to speak to her to try and answer some questions. Approximately a week, 2 weeks after my wife passed away was when we first met through her work. During that, she offered to help me out with you know, anything that I needed help with around town, essentially, ordering food, anything, just to send her a message. And I took her up on that offer and actually asked her how to order the noodles outside the 7-Eleven shops, ba mi kyo, the wonton soup noodles. I actually sent her a message. I want to get these noodles. I have no idea how to order these noodles. I also asked my good mate Native Farang as well for a lot of help like this. And then yeah, you helped me out. You told me how to order the noodles. I remember that. It's quite a while ago now, obviously. And just through that, we just kept talking here and there. You'd ask me how the noodles were. I'd ask you what you had to eat. You know, you'd send me a photo of what you ate. I'd ask you what exactly is that. You know what I mean? And just through that, we kept talking for probably 6 weeks, something like 6 weeks, until we actually met in person and went on what at the time wasn't a date, but looking back, it was our first date. Like, we went up to the cliff there where I proposed, the Moorhin Cow Stonehenge, and that's essentially how I met my fiance. It was just, yeah, it was just in a harmless way. Our paths crossed, and she was there to help me out in a place where I had no one really to help me out. It was very difficult. I remember even sorting my driver's license. I needed to get a medical certificate from a doctor, and I remember asking my fiance, where can I go do this medical certificate? And you actually did. You gave me a doctor. That was very easy. You actually spoke English too, which I didn't think we realised, but yeah, you were able to help me out with many things. It was yeah, it was a huge help at the time, obviously, and just having someone to talk to, especially someone in the area to talk to, you know, it meant a lot. All right, what's the next question?
Okay, next question is, what all relationship mean to you?
Yep.
And how you fall in love with me?
How I fell in love with you and what it means to you. Well, going back to that first question, it was all that, just how much you're there for me, even before we ever went somewhere to meet. Like, you just helped me out so much, and we connected a lot too. We have a lot in common that was very unexpected. And going on, like, after we did finally meet in person and stuff like that, just how amazing that connection was. Because for me, going and meeting someone is not an easy thing. Like, I can't do it. I'm so shy. Like, whenever I meet a subscriber or something, I'm full of anxiety and stress just about meeting them. It's crazy. I remember on the first date, we were meeting at, I can't remember what time, at the petrol station. And I can see the petrol station. I'm about to do a U-turn and get the hell out of there. I was actually seriously going to go, and I've told her this before. I was just full of anxiety. I just couldn't do it, mate. And I'm so glad I didn't do it, because it's worked out amazingly. And just as the relationship's evolved over these past 9 months, it's just been nothing but wonderful. It's been, obviously, you know, there was a terrible situation, terrible circumstances, and we've come out of that, and, you know, I've found something amazing when I didn't think it could happen, you know what I mean? And you being there and all you do for me, your family as well, like, your mum and dad are amazing, your extended family, your cousins, your uncles, your aunts, they're amazing. And further to that, you coming and being there for my twins, like, the amount of help I have for my twins when they're with us is incredible. And just seeing your mum and dad with the twins as well, like, sure, there's been some people upset by it all, but I mean, what are you supposed to do but be happy again in life?
My question is, tell me how you feel first meet my parents.
Meeting your parents for the first time?
Yeah.
Well, that was because you had a car accident, a small car accident,
Yeah.
and your car was away for repairs. And then I don't know why, however you told me about you weren't gonna have your car, and I said, well, you know, I can drop you off back at home. Just tell me what time you finish work. If you're comfortable, I'll drop you off back at home. And through that, with nosy village neighbours, questions got asked, who dropped you off? Yeah?
Yeah.
And then it obviously come to your mum and dad's attention that a guy dropped you off, and they wanted to know. And that's a big deal in Thailand, for those of you who don't know. It's very like taboo for your daughter to be with someone. Just naturally, your parents wanted to meet me. And I remember, I think, yeah, the next time I dropped you off at home, because your car was away, obviously we're going to go meet your parents. I think it was around then. If not, it was very close to then. And I remember going there, and obviously, as you would, you're nervous, you're stressed. I don't know what to expect, you know what I mean? I don't know what it's going to be like. They might meet me and tell me, you know, to piss off, you know, you don't need to be with our daughter. You don't know what's going to happen. And obviously my situation, again, very complex, you know. Why is this guy living here in Isaan, like this young foreigner guy? Why is he here? I mean, a lot of questions. You know, I've got my twin daughters as well. Like, there's just, yeah, so much in my situation. And yeah, I just remember meeting your parents and having dinner at your parents' house and just being calmed by it all. Like, I don't know, both of them sort of calmed me down, like just by being themselves. And just, yeah, we had dinner, and your aunts came along as well. Like, there was, I think, a few people came to have a look. Who's this guy? Like, that's just what happens in these Isaan villages. But I just remember, yeah, I remember being stressed, as you are, and still, you know, several times after that. I remember like around New Year, you invited me to your family's gathering for New Year and meeting all your cousins and that, and obviously going to these events very stressed and worried, and you know, but as soon as I got to these events and like met your parents, like it all went away. I just felt like I felt comfortable, I felt welcomed, and yeah, that meant heaps. That meant heaps, and just yeah, your parents are wonderful people.
Last question is, how much you have to pay for our wedding?
So this is quite a funny one that comes up from foreigners in Thailand. So yeah, obviously we're gonna have a wedding eventually. We got engaged. If you didn't see the last video, go back and see the last video. And in Thailand, if you speak to foreigners, I guess older foreigners in certain touristy areas who they've met a woman, I guess, they'll tell you've got to pay a lot of money to your fiance's family to marry them. But yeah, that's not the case at all. That's not the case. It is still some sort of a tradition, especially in Isaan. But yeah, I don't have to pay anything, obviously, to marry my fiance. It's 2024 now. My fiance's parents made that very clear when we went to do the little like engagement ceremony, that I don't need to pay any of like the sin sod or any of those things. They just want us to have a wonderful day and something to always look back on and be happy about. And they feel very reassured and very happy that, you know, I want to marry their daughter and be with their daughter. So yeah, that's that side of it for those of people who are, and I'm sure there are people who are thinking it who are nosy about that situation, but yeah, there's none of that at all, obviously. It definitely still happens in some parts of Thailand, but yeah, it's becoming less and less common of a tradition, I guess. Alrighty, the traffic's moving a bit now. A couple hours to Bangkok. I guess I'll see you guys when I get there. There we go, arrived at the airport. Arrived at the hotel. Literally the airport's just over here, like 2-3 minute drive. Let's go check in. So all checked in. Bear in mind it's a cheap little hotel. It was like $20. Yeah, not too bad though. It's more the location. We've got the rice harvest on screen. Yeah, pretty basic TV. Not sure I have the YouTube. AC, and then the balcony. I don't know. Looks like plenty of hotels in the area. Keep an eye on the car, which is good. Easy. So it's the Thongta Resort. Some little soy here. You go over the bridge near the bike lane, the Swanapum bike lane. It's the first soy on the left, and right at the end of this soy, there's like some sort of like little eating area with a couple of little, looks like a burger shop and a noodle shop. So just some Thai food before leaving the country. Wonton soup. Little sort of night market here in the soy, so heaps of selections. And some sort of Wutiao chicken noodles as well. So pretty simple dinner. And last sort of chance, have a bit of Thai food. Alrighty, we got a banana Milo roti. Heading back up to the hotel. We're going to be up in 8 hours. Call it an early evening. Hopefully all goes well tomorrow, and next vlog should be in Melbourne. Hello. Alrighty, so here's what I've got to keep me entertained on my 9-hour flight to Melbourne. I got this for Nung Pan Nung Loi Baht, 1,100 baht, like $40 Australian. It's got 22,000 games on it, mate. Look at that, 22,000. And look what I got. Like, you got the old Capcoms, Ataris, but it gets better. You got the family computer, Super Nintendo, Nintendo Entertainment System, Super Nintendo again, Nintendo 64, your Game Boys, Nintendo DS, Sega Genesis Mega Drive, PlayStation 1, PSP. Like, this thing is insane. It's got 22,000 games on it. Look at the quality. Like, look at the screen. It's got that retro Game Boy Color look. I know I'm nerding out a little bit here, but this is what I grew up on, you know, this old sort of Game Boy like this. So I'm going to get stuck into this. You can even put your own bloody custom ROMs on it. I've got the Sword and Shield hack ROM, which is like a Switch game essentially. on this little device, mate. So that's crazy, man. That's crazy. So I'm gonna get stuck into this, playing so many of these retro games, and hopefully have a good flight, edit this video, and then see what we'll get up to next vlog. See you later, guys. You know you're back in Australia when you can do this. Oh, that's good vitamin water right there.